This is Taylor Schaefer with Morgan James Publishing, and I have the pleasure of interviewing Gregory Petersen about his new release, The Dream Thief. It is so great to be able to talk with you today, Greg. I am so looking forward to this interview, and thank you for joining me for the living room edition of your book launch. So I do have a couple of questions for you, and I'd love to just go ahead and dive right in with those. So my first question for you is, who are your writing inspirations or your heroes?
Okay, I think the first book that I read that I probably wasn't supposed to at the time, which I think added some fun to it,
Mhm.
was Stephen King, most notably The Stand.
Mhm.
And I realized it was like over 1,000 pages long. So I was like, okay, I was certainly dedicated at that point. I was like, oh, I shouldn't be reading this, so it makes it even better. But more than just the subject matter, which apparently was a precursor to what's going on in the world right now. But I loved the characters. I felt like I could relate to them.
Mhm.
I knew them, and they weren't perfect. So I really liked that. So I've been a fan ever since. But also, huge fan of Neil Gaiman, Clive Barker, and I've actually been fortunate to have met all three of them. Well, at least Neil Gaiman I saw speak live recently, and taking my daughter, that was a special time. But also, Kurt Vonnegut, Tess Gerritsen, she is fantastic,
Mhm.
and really anything I can get my hands on. But those authors have definitely had a big impact.
Yeah, definitely. I can very much relate. So for Stephen King, what was the first book you read?
The first book I read by Stephen King was The Stand, so
Okay.
I jumped right in.
Hmm. When I was a kid, my dad scared me with it. He had read that book by
Yes.
Stephen King. And then ever since then, till I was an adult, I was afraid to read his books. But I actually just finished The Pet Cemetery. So I've been
I,
reading.
I like that one a lot.
He's a great
Yeah.
writer. I can see why he's an inspiration of yours for sure.
And a really nice guy. I'd like to say this like we're good pals, and I just texted him earlier, but he was just fascinating to me. It was
Yeah, I bet he was. That is very cool. Also, a little bit jealous of that. Okay, so my next question is, did you have the story for the Dream Thief mapped out, or did you figure it out as you went?
it was when it was the only book that I've written so far that I've had a general idea of where it was going. It's like I think it needs to end at this point.
Mhm.
So, but I certainly didn't have it mapped out because I didn't know how my main character was going to get from point A to point B.
Mhm.
So there were many times while writing, I was like, oh boy, can I, did I bite off more than I can chew, or am I going to have to completely change the ending?
Mhm.
And I was fortunate that I feel like it came together. And there were times where it's like, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this. And
Mhm.
I felt I got lucky, and I came up with the first line while sitting in a conference,
Mhm.
and at that point I knew I had to get it done. And the first line was the strangest part about learning to fly is how quickly you forget.
Yeah,
And at that point, I was like, okay, I'm really going to let myself down if I don't get this.
I know. That's a great line. I mean, it just
Thank you.
opens the book right up from there.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So with the Dream Thief, there's so much more to be done. Is there anything next for you?
There is. I am working on a series of books, at least I believe. Perhaps a trilogy, but if the fan support keeps pouring in or anything like that, I'll keep them going. But I've got an idea for the story. Well, I've got a story largely written called 20 After,
Hmm.
and that was one. It's more, at least I'd like to think, it's closer to something that Stephen King might write. But I just don't want to sound like I'm patting myself on the back too much by
Hey,
saying that. But
that's always good to do.
it was. I came with like a theme is basically angels sing, demons whisper,
Mhm.
and just following that thread. So
Yeah.
I got several hundred pages written
Well,
with
very
that, but
good.
I'm not exactly sure where it is, and I have no idea where this one is ending.
Hey, that's okay though. You didn't have the other one mapped out. You don't have to have this one
Right.
mapped out. You just roll with it, and something great comes about it, as we can see with the Dream Thief. So I'm excited for the projects, and I look forward to seeing them come to light.
Well, thank you.
You're
Thank
very
you, Taylor, for all your help along the way.
Yeah, you're welcome. So where can our viewers at home connect with you?
Okay, I'm on Twitter probably more than I should be, and it's at Greg J. Pete.
Hmm.
Instagram, I'm just learning, which is Gregory underscore Petersen underscore author.
Hmm.
And I do have a website that my daughter built, which I want to give her a shout out to that. Thank you, Katie. It's gregoryjpeterson.com. Although I recently just bought gregorypeterson.com. It was available. Somebody tried to buy it about a year ago. Somebody bought it about a year ago and tried to sell it to me for a couple thousand. It's like, okay,
Oh my
I'm not worth
gosh.
that.
Yeah, that's not fair.
I was like, no, no. So I was able to get that back for about $9. So I feel like that was a real win.
Yeah, I think so.
And Peterson is spelled with an S-E-N at the end, so
Okay.
it's probably misspelled more often than not.
I can
So,
account to that
we-
too. My name is very odd as well.
yeah, I would have misspelled your name
Yeah.
had I not looked at it.
Well, great. There are so many avenues to connect with Greg at home. And you can do it online, his website, social medias. Go and connect with him. Learn some more. Go get the Dream Thief. It's on through your favorite bookstore, on all of the online major retailer sites, and go get the Dream Thief. So thank you, Greg. As we wrapped up today, I just want to say thank you
No,
again
thank you,
for
Taylor.
joining me. This has been a great interview, a great, um, you did so well, and thank you so much for joining me. Um, and everyone at home, thank you for watching as well. Go check out Greg Peterson's book, The Dream Thief.
Thank you. Thank you, Taylor.